takes his punishment.
So the next part is you really want to taste it. Take a nice, big, deep taste and really swish it around in your mouth. So that's the next step in wine tasting. And then, you know, often the professionals actually spit it back out, but just for the taste, okay? So anyway, we're gonna do the tasting now. And that, anyway, this is horrible wine. Do not come to France for wine at all. I'm done with this place.
Guys, and in this part of the world, they make very, very good local rosé. I'm going to talk a little more about wine when we get to Anduze, because Anduze is where the particular wine shop that I like to go and visit, and a wonderful man who once was voted the sommelier of France back in about 2009, 2010, has his own wine shop, and he grows vines around the Durfort region, and he makes absolutely fantastic rosé. So I'll talk about that a little more, but the tart will be hitting through the house of Serignac, and around here you have plenty of chateaux, and you have a lot of vines grown as well. A lot of the wines in this region as well in the last few years have been adopted into the Rhône appellation, so as a consequence they, I would say, have really improved in standard.
Glad you mentioned Occitan there, John, as well. Enjoy these sights and sounds and a few vineyards now, Jonathan.
There are a few vineyards cropping up on our screens. This particular one, Le Château de Lascaux, I don't know, but we're just about to come into Anduze, and Anduze contains one of my favourite little wine shops. It's a wine shop run by a man called Philippe Nuswitz, who was voted, I said earlier, he was voted Meilleur Sommelier for the Meilleur Sommelier de France back in 2009 or something. He was 1986, so quite early on in his career, and he's now retired and down to the south of France, and he grows his own vines and makes his own wines, and he gives advice to a lot of the local wine producers. If you go to his website, it's orenia.fr, which is ORENIA.fr, or full stop, if I was speaking English, I guess. And he does some
linguistic polity, all that centralisation, John.
What's happening? He does some absolutely incredible wines, and here they are making their way around a corner, but I can highly recommend. I do it every year, but it's just an absolute winner of a rosé called Opale, and he also does, as we make our way here through Anduze itself, he does an incredibly good red wine. The Orenia red wine is really full of body and is delicious, and the vines they grow around here, I mean, he's one of the reasons that the appellation of the Rhône have started to move out into this region, because his wines are so good. The vines here do get more sun and slightly less rain, and the rivers here dry up a lot more than the Rhône does, so as a consequence it has a reputation for being very much more caustic, a slightly more what one would call just a country wine in France. It's very, very popular with the locals, and when we get to Saint-Hippolyte-du-Fort, which is where the Sprint is, just on the outskirts there, you can go to the Coopérative de Vin and get your bottles reloaded with petrol pumps in a matter of seconds. But the wine is all very, very drinkable. It's all very inexpensive. If you're out here, you can buy the boxes of wine, and you'll do very, very well indeed. But you can also go along to Philippe Nuswitz. He's located just around the corner from this tower, actually, by the Super U, and he will also give you a great consultation. He'll give you tastings, and I'm not on commission from him. He just happens to be a really lovely man who makes incredibly good wine. So if you are ever down in Anduze in this part of the world, then just make sure that you pop in, and hopefully he'll be open.